Good morning and welcome to the JMCSS podcast for the district. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for Jackson Madison County Schools. This morning, we'll visit with Danielle Shaw Jones and students in the BioSTEM program at Northside High School. We'll learn about several innovative career building opportunities that are available for students at Northside and throughout the district. So let's welcome in from Northside High School, Miss Danielle Shaw Jones and her students that will join us, Madelyn Tyler and Dionna Estes, both seniors there at Northside. Good morning. How are you all?
Good morning.
Good morning. We're good.
Awesome. Miss Danielle Shaw Jones, you teach BioSTEM at Northside High School. Before we dig into the class, tell us first about yourself and how you came about teaching science and BioSTEM there at Northside High School.
I am a resident of Jackson, Tennessee, a graduate of Northside High School, class of 1994. Go Indians. I started off teaching in Lauderdale County at a middle school. I taught math and science for 1 year, and then I transferred here to Jackson at Northside in about 2008, where I've taught environmental science, physical science, biology at Northside. About 2 years ago, after the pandemic occurred, they came up with this whole concept of wanting to have innovative programs to be added into the school district. Well, I got an opportunity to learn about BioSTEM and kind of ran with it, introduced it. One of the biggest supporters I have ever had, which is Dr. McSweeney, and we kind of went from there. It is an opportunity that I was very excited about, especially when I was at a turning point in my career where I wanted to find something new and innovative for me to do, as well as have my students interact with.
We're visiting with Danielle Shaw Jones. She's the BioSTEM teacher there at Northside High School and a pair of students as well. We want to invite our parents to visit jmcss.org. You'll click on the academics tab and check out innovation. So I know a lot of people will be familiar with the term CTE or career and technical education. Well, the Department of Innovation takes CTE and expands that, providing exciting new options for our students. So although this morning we are highlighting Northside High School, we have several innovation impact institutes at high schools all across the district. There's the STEM and digital entrepreneurship at JASA. There's the Institute of Humanities at Madison Academic. Of course, we've talked a lot over the years about the Tourism and Management Hospitality Institute at Liberty Tech. We know JCM has the Science of Sound Technology. Madison Academic has coding and engineering. Meanwhile, Southside High School has advanced carpentry. They also have a huge automotives program there. And Liberty also has the natural resources and technology. They have the barn there at Liberty. And we'll spend a lot of time over the next semester and the several months letting you know about these innovative classes and projects available for students in the Jackson Madison County school system. Now, Miss Jones, you have a pair of seniors with you. Introduce us to your students.
All right. To my direct left, I have Madelyn Tyler. She's one of my senior robotics members. And to my far left, I have Dionna Estes, who is one of my officers for TSA, as well as an active member of the BioSTEM program. And I'm very proud of my seniors.
Madelyn, tell me a little bit about some of the opportunities that you all have been afforded through the BioSTEM program. I know you've gone on several field trips, several exciting places, and you're learning about career options. If you will, tell us about that.
Well, during our trip to the Jackson General Hospital, we went to their histology lab, and that's when I first became interested in forensics. And since then, I've gotten an internship with our local TBI thing. I'm working on that, so I'm hoping to get far with that.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
Yes.
That is awesome. Great job, Madeline. A senior there at Northside High School. Dionna Estes is a fellow senior there at Northside. Dionna, what experiences, and we're going to cover all of this, but I want to know what makes you guys excited as you think about the last year there at Northside High School in the BioSTEM program. What are some things that have stood out to you?
Some things that have stood out are the competitions that we have that we travel for. Those are probably the most exciting for me because we actually get to show how capable we are as a school and how we've grown and be able to be here where we are today.
We'll talk more about the Technology Student Association there at Northside High School and the BioSTEM program. We're visiting with Danielle Shaw Jones. She's the BioSTEM teacher at Northside High School, along with a pair of seniors, Madelyn Tyler and Dionna Estes. And we'll have a few more students on later in this broadcast. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to For the District, the Jackson Madison County School System podcast on JJ 97.7 FM. Are you a homeschool family looking for a high-quality education for your child? Jackson Academic STEAM Academy is a tuition-free K-12 cyber school platform that allows students to learn in the comfort of their homes while receiving all the extracurricular benefits and academic support students in traditional schools receive. JASA's academic programs concentrate on science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. High school students at Jackson Academic STEAM Academy have access to 16 hours of dual enrollment credit through Union University. It's an innovative setup that's providing expanded options for students. JASA is just one of many exciting tuition-free learning platforms offered by Jackson Madison County Schools. There's never been a better time to choose JMCSS. Visit jmcss.org/JASA for more information. That's jmcss.org/JASA. Choose us. Tuition free. Jackson Madison County Schools.
Hello, I'm Elias, a star student at Arlington Elementary School. You're watching For the District. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to the JMCSS podcast For the District on JJ 97.7 FM. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for Jackson Madison County Schools. This morning, we're visiting with Danielle Shaw Jones and students in the BioSTEM program at Northside High School. We're learning about several innovative and career building opportunities that are available for students at Northside and throughout the district. Ms. Shaw Jones, tell me about some of your community partners, because I know when you're introducing your students to careers in BioSTEM, I know that involves agriculture. I know that involves the medical field. BioSTEM is a huge umbrella. And I know in order to give the students the exposures they need, it takes community partnerships. Tell us about some of the community partners that help you all throughout the year to make BioSTEM and that experience a good experience for our students.
Well, we've had a lot of community partners. I'm really excited. One is going to be West Tennessee Healthcare. The students were able to go to the hospital, tour the laboratory areas, look at the different careers, the different types of jobs. It actually took the things that they've learned in class and put it into real life situations. We also had a partnership with Black & Decker where the students went in and learned how to use robotics that they've learned in classroom. We took a tour around the factory. We learned a lot about the things that go into the factory, not just the people that work on the factory floor. We also went to the UT Ag Extension in Jackson, as well as the one in Hardeman County. The one in Jackson, we learned about how cotton is processed, the different types of research they have with corn and drones and things like that. In Hardeman County at Lone Oak, we learned about how trees are processed for profit. Students learned about what is called from the field to the table, where they were able to see how things were processed out in the real world and then put on the table. They also were able to perform an experiment where they actually were able to use different types of flour and figure out which type of flour would actually be more productive, which ended up being a treat because at the end they were able to eat pizza that they had created from the dough that they made. It's been a great experience with them.
Danielle Shaw Jones is the BioSTEM teacher at Northside High School. BioSTEM is a class that's under the Department of Innovation. So, if you want to learn more about our Innovation and Impact Institutes, we invite you to visit our website, jmcss.org. You'll click on the academics button, and from there, you'll see the option to click innovation, and it lays out all of our Innovation Impact Institutes. I want to thank Dr. Teresa McSweeney, our Chief Innovation Officer, that assists teachers like Danielle Shaw Jones in finding community partners and just making this experience in innovation and BioSTEM the best experience it can be. Madelyn Tyler and Dionna Estes are seniors at Northside High School. Madelyn, tell me a little bit about the white coat ceremony that took place last year at Northside High School. As I think back on all the exciting events from the 2022-2023 school year, that moment sticks out to me. Paint the picture for folks who may be listening to the show, what the white coat ceremony is all about. And Madelyn, when you're done, Dionna, you jump in and answer that question as well.
I think it was really cool and fun because we had a lot of people that came. We had our students give their speeches and introductions. So that was cool.
I think some things that stuck out was how we were able to actually be recorded and televised, and how so many people, like Madelyn said, came to support us in the school, and also how people from within the BioSTEM, was it BioSTEM,
Officers?
the officers got to speak and tell how their experience was.
Now, Miss Shaw Jones, we see the students on the stage in their white coats, giving visions of future careers in the medical field. Now, that's a very important accomplishment, the white coat ceremony. Explain to the folks who may be listening the accomplishments and the challenges that have to be overcome before the students are celebrated with the white coat ceremony.
One of the things that they have to first do is they have to get their OSHA certification in order to even say that, hey, we learned enough to work into a laboratory area, no matter if the laboratory is in the medical field or if it's the agricultural field or if it's in biomedical field. Another thing is they have to learn how to use the tools properly. In a laboratory setting, the tools look really, really nice, but if they're not able to use them properly, it's not going to be as effective as needed. One thing that I was able to do was go out and talk to some of the community partners that we have and ask them, what are some things that you would like for our students to have? And one thing that they had to have was they need to be able to read data, look over data, be able to do presentations and things like that. They wanted to make sure that our students were capable and able to do these things effectively. And if my students did not do them effectively, they were not able to get their white coats. I was very, very proud of them because they had to, there were 3 tests that they had to pass in order to do the white coat ceremony. Then after that, they had to make major presentations, and I was very proud of them for doing that as well.
We're visiting with Danielle Shaw Jones. She's the BioSTEM teacher at Northside High School. Along with her are a pair of seniors, Madelyn Tyler and Dionna Estes. Later on, we'll visit with Kelan Albea. He's a BioSTEM student, but he's also a football player there at Northside. Miss Shaw Jones, when you think about all of these opportunities, the opportunities and the exposure our students are getting today, I know it's more than the exposure that you received back in the 90s because number one, technology has expanded. But what do you hope your students take away from these opportunities when you think about the BioSTEM, the field trips, the ability to be in the Technology Student Association, to participate in competitions? What is your goal? What do you hope they take away from all this?
I hope they're able to have leadership skills because that's going to be very important to me. I tell my students all the time, one thing that we have to always be able to do is be leaders in the school. My students take the program very seriously. I laugh sometimes because I tell them that you all are representing Northside and I want BioSTEM to be very, very well represented. And the students do not want people in the program with them that do not take things seriously. they want to be represented well. They want to be the school leaders. They want to have those careers that other people don't know anything about. My thing is I want them to be exposed to every opportunity possible. So instead of being pigeonholed where they have just one job opportunity, they know about the millions that are out there for them in their future.
Madelyn, I know you've already received some early internship and career opportunities as far as shadowing with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. But what are your long term goals? What do you want to be after graduation?
I plan to go to University of Knoxville for forensic science and hopefully go into that field after college.
Dionna, how about you? You've participated in BioSTEM opportunities and Technology Student Association. What are your goals after graduation?
I plan to go into the medical field and attend college at MTSU, and also maybe get into real estate.
Miss Danielle Shaw Jones, back last semester, one of the Superintendent Chronicle stories was about girls in technology, or I guess women in technology. When you do the research, there are fewer women in technology fields.
Correct.
What do you hope, or how do you hope the BioSTEM program and these opportunities, do you feel like here in Jackson at Northside High School, you're able to kind of turn the tide in that direction and provide more opportunity for girls in technology?
Yes. One of the biggest opportunities that I've been able to do, and I'm very proud of this, is trying to build good robotics teams that are majority female. I have a fresh and upcoming robotics team where they're trying to find females to go out because they know there's more opportunities, more funding, and things like that for these groups if females are involved. One of my robotics teams, my older robotics teams, is majority female, and I'm very proud of them for that. But it's also encouraging more girls to come into the field, and it's also encouraging more people of very varied backgrounds. And that's what we really want. We don't want to just pigeonhole it to one demographic. We want everyone to have every opportunity.
Madelyn, when you think about the type of students you want working beside you, describe the type of student who might do well in BioSTEM based on your experience.
I don't want my classmates to slack off, and I want them to work hard because if they don't, that means
What's funny is I could ask a football player or a volleyball player the same question and they'd answer in the same way, wanting hardworking individuals to help grow the program. Dionna, in your estimation, what type of student makes a good BioSTEM student?
I think someone who makes a good BioSTEM student is someone who's a team player and is willing to communicate with everybody, and also have good time management and be on time.
Dionna, have there been opportunities where you all worked in teams on projects? Could you tell me about some of that?
Well, every time we've worked in group projects, I've had good groups that actually communicated well together, and we got our project done, and I believe they were really good.
What type of projects would what type of projects would be an example of a team project in BioSTEM?
Well, last year we did Vex robots where we had to make a path for them, and we would all work together to make the path and see what direction, what degree it needed to go in, and how fast. So one of those.
That's awesome. We're visiting with Danielle Shaw Jones. She's the BioSTEM teacher at Northside High School, along with seniors Madelyn Tyler and Dionna Estes, students at Northside participating in Technology Student Association and career opportunities in agriculture, science, and the medical field under the umbrella of BioSTEM. We'll visit with Northside senior Kelan Albea a little later. But first, we want to tell you about an opportunity for students at JCM Early College High. Jackson Central Early College High continues to provide one of the most innovative post-secondary opportunities for high school students in the volunteer state. The school's associate's degree program has taken off since its first graduating class of 17 students in 2019. Listen to this. A record-breaking 99 early college high school students are enrolled full-time at Jackson State Community College this semester. In 5 graduating classes, Jackson Central Mary Early College High has amassed approximately 136 students graduating with associate degrees. The JCM Early College High model is unique and one of only a few in a state. And here's this. Check this out. The associate's degrees can be obtained upon graduation at no cost to families. Let's listen in and visit with a few students at JCM Early College High who started the semester at Jackson State a few days ago.
Hi, my name is Gabriela Trejo. I'm a senior at Early College High, and this is my second semester at Jackson State. I've really figured out what I want to do, what I like. My plans after graduation are to go to Freed-Hardeman, and then after that, get into dental school to become an orthodontist or a dentist. Just being part of this program is really important because you figure out what you really want to do, and it just really helps you set your path.
Hi, my name is Madelyn Payne, and I attend JCM Early College High. This is my second year at Jackson State Community College. This semester I am taking biology, statistics, intro to film. You can really pick what you want to study. You're not limited.
Hi, my name is Kayla Williams, and I am a senior at JCM Early College High, and this is my second year at Jackson State. Because this is my second year at Jackson State, I've gotten to know the campus, I've gotten to meet the professors. Being able to be at Jackson State Community College is a great experience.
Don't go anywhere. We have exciting details from programs across the district. You're listening to the JMCSS podcast for the district on JJ 97.7 FM.
I'm Alex Northcutt, sports broadcaster for the Sports 731 Network. Don't miss the Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week on sports731.com and JJ 97.7. Sponsored in part by Eagles Nest Family Services, Northwest Tennessee Head Start, Early Head Start, Fayette County Radiator, Union University, Exit 87 Barbecue and Catering, the Prismian Group, Jackson-Madison County Health Department, Lonnie Cobb Ford, Patriot Equity Credit Union, and King Jewelers. This Thursday, the Liberty Crusaders play the Southside Hawks. Live coverage begins at 6:30. Watch the game on sports731.com or listen on JJ 97.7. Catch the Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week live with Jordan Taylor and myself, Alex Northcutt, this Thursday on JJ 97.7 and sports731.com.
Hello, I'm Camden Womack, a star student at Arlington Elementary, and you're watching For the District. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to the JMCSS podcast for the district on JJ 97.7 FM. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for Jackson-Madison County Schools. This morning, we're visiting with Danielle Shaw Jones and students in the BioSTEM program at Northside High School. Ms. Shaw Jones is now joined by senior Kelan Albea. Fun fact, Kelan was a communications intern with the school district last semester. He's also a starter on the Northside football team there on the line. And so he's a very busy student, but he's making a lot of moves. He's preparing for his future. Miss Shaw Jones, introduce the folks who may not know Kelan. Introduce Kelan to our listeners.
All right, Kelan is one of my first group of students that is entered into the BioSTEM program. He is the president of TSA. Kelan works very, very hard. He's also one of the first students to be in the JTech program where he's going to receive college credit working on computers in the computer science field. Kelan is a very busy person. He does several different clubs. He also works with one of our inaugural groups for Behavior Institute. Kelan is Mr. Everything, basically.
Very good. Thank you for being on the podcast this morning. Kelan, we want to talk about the BioSTEM program at Northside High School. It's really presented a lot of opportunities for students like yourself. let's start with the field trips. These opportunities to get off campus, to go into different organizations and watch professionals in their environments. When you think about the field trips you all took last year, to West Tennessee Healthcare, to the Ag Extension, the UT Ag Extension sites, which of these field trips and opportunities to go watch the professionals, which of those opportunities stood out to you the most?
The first one that you brought up, West Tennessee General Hospital.
Mhm.
We went down to their laboratory at, I think it was the basement. Am I correct? It was we started off at the, saw a lot of testing tubes. We saw a large conveyor belt, which was very interesting, where they take samples of blood, samples of maybe you might have a scratch or anything like that. They might take blood from that. They put on a large conveyor belt, and basically they sanitize it. They will look at it and see what comes out of it. There also was a large fridge, a very large fridge, where people would go inside and they would take blood samples from that and check in with that.
Now, although you've been introduced to the medical field in that way, I hear computers and computer science might be your first love. Tell us about that.
Computer science has always been my first love. I always had a love for computers ever since I was a child. Ms. Shaw Jones, she's done a great job of trying to show me opportunities in that field that can also go along with BioSTEM. I think a very well way for me to be in computer science and BioSTEM would probably be somewhere in the medical terms of well, not medical terms. Let me go back. The medical terms of BioSTEM, probably at a hospital with the computers there.
We're visiting with Danielle Shaw Jones. She's the BioSTEM instructor there at Northside High School, and senior Kelan Albea. And so, Ms. Shaw Jones, if I could, just for a moment, I know we're having an academic conversation, but if I could ask just one sports question, if that's okay. Kelan, I know you're there on the football team at Northside High School. I guess the first 2 years of the Commissioner's Cup, Northside won, or actually it might have been the first 3 years, and Southside's won the last 2 years. So briefly, just interject, if you would, a few comments about the football season this year and what you all are expecting there at Northside High School.
Well, for one, I will say, not trying to come off as cocky or anything, we are the best team in Jackson at the moment. We will be the best team in Jackson at the end of this year. We will have the Commissioner Cup. We will be in the playoffs. We will go deep in the playoffs, and we will get that state championship ring. I will say the last 2 years that Southside has got it, I will give their props. They played hard. That's something Southside will always do. They're gonna play hard for their team. They're gonna ride for their part of Jackson. But we have better athletes. We have better coaches. So
I won't fault him for being confident or speaking it into existence. Thank you for those comments, and we will let the community know to look forward to the Commissioner's Cup. Of course, it's the rivalry trophy between our county schools, and of course, JCM enters the fray this year as they add a region play to their schedule and a full TSS AA schedule. We're visiting with Miss Danielle Shaw Jones. The conversation's BioSTEM. I asked for some athletics, so we want to appreciate Kelan for that. Miss Shaw Jones, we talked to Madelyn, we talked to Dionna, we've talked to Kelan about the field trips they enjoyed the most. As a teacher and a lifelong learner, which field trip in BioSTEM did you enjoy the most?
To be honest, there was not one that I could say was better than any other because the opportunities were tremendous. I know one thing that the kids really enjoyed was the community partners fed us very well. They enjoyed the food, but seeing the jobs, the opportunities that were there. If I asked another student, they would tell you Black and Decker was a better one. I enjoyed Black and Decker. I enjoyed the Ag. I enjoyed all of them because the opportunities were there for them to learn about something they did not know about. Even one thing that I have them do each and every time after we take a field trip is they have to write a summary about what they learned at these sites and what we're going to do towards the end of the program once they get ready to graduate. We're going to look at the summaries and see what they learned from those and what job opportunities they can have for the future.
We're visiting with Danielle Shaw Jones. She's the BioSTEM teacher at Northside High School. Again, if you're listening to this podcast wherever in West Tennessee, we want to invite you to visit jmcss.org, click on the academics tab, and from there, we want you to look for innovation. And we made it easy because it's in alphabetical order. So look for the I's, click on innovation. Not only can you read about the Innovation Impact Institute at Northside High School, which includes BioSTEM, you can also read about the Innovation Impact Institutes at Liberty Tech. We know they have the agriculture, food, the natural resources. We know Southside has advanced carpentry. There's the district-wide focus for automotive. Madison Academic has coding and engineering. We talk about tourism and management, hospitality at Liberty Tech. There's also humanities at Madison Academic. And JASA has STEM and digital entrepreneurship. And JCM has the science of sound, or the digital audio program there at JCM. So while we are highlighting Northside High School this morning, we want to let you be aware that all this information is located at jmcss.org. We'll go back to Northside High School. Miss Shaw Jones, talk about the white coat ceremony, because I guess when you look at the academic calendar, that will be the next thing coming up this school year. So let's do this. Kelan, the white coat ceremony last year, how did it make you feel? I know just as a community member, I felt pride as I watched you all get your white coats and your certifications. But as a student on the stage at that time, how did it make you feel?
It felt surreal to be able to get my lab coat. For one thing, I didn't really take into account I was lab certified. And not many people my age can say that. Not many people.
So say it again.
Not people my age can say that, and not many people from my discography can say that.
Yeah.
My mom, my family, everyone was proud of me. I would say it was a great feeling, sir.
Okay, Miss Danielle Shaw Jones, talk about the white coat ceremony and what goes into that, because in terms of if people follow your program throughout the year, that's going to be the next thing on the calendar coming up.
With the white coat ceremony, it's scheduled for September the 14th at Northside High School in the theater. We have about 10 students that are going to be going through the certification process this year, where they will be coded. Another addition to the program this year is the ones that in our original white coat ceremony, there will be exclusively over the program, and they will be coding the new members for the year. The white coat ceremony is something that I took very much pride in. I told the kids from the very beginning of the program, especially with Kelan's group, his being the inaugural group, that this is something that you all should be very proud of, and it's something that should be an honor. The parents came out, the community came out, Dr. Chandler supported it, Dr. McSweeney supported it, Dr. Lewis supported it. This was one of those opportunities where the kids were celebrated for something that they worked very, very hard on. And I can tell you right now, there were several times where a lot of them wanted to give up, but I was very proud of them for working hard, learning about the science tools, getting their OSHA certification, learning about the hazards and things like that, making sure they knew about the safety equipment that went into the laboratory. And it took a long time for them to do it, but they were successful, and they were able to get their white coats, and they can go into any laboratory now and tell you anything that's wrong and anything that needs to be fixed.
Ms. Shaw Jones, this may be the last question, given the time we have left. Why do you do it? I know there's a lot of time involved on your part. You know, you work as a teacher during the day, but you have these field trips and club activities with Technology Student Association. Students like Kelan are so busy and they're drawn in many different directions. Why do you do what you do, and what keeps you sustained and motivated?
The main reason why I do it is because of the opportunities I want my students to have. We've had enough bad things happen in our community that this is something that I want to be able to celebrate with my students, to look at something positive. It does take a lot of work. It's a lot of stress on my part. I know it's stressful on my administrators sometimes because we have to figure out how to get things taken care of. But my students are learning, and that's one thing that I am very, very proud of. I don't get a lot of rest sometimes, especially with the white coat ceremony last year. I feel like I stayed up like half the night trying to make sure everything was in its proper place. But I do it because I love the fact that my students are learning and I can see their light bulbs kind of shine and how they get so excited about what the opportunities they have for the future.
Danielle Shaw Jones is the BioSTEM teacher at Northside High School. We've also been visited today by Kelan, Albea, a senior there at Northside, and I just found out president locally there of the Technology Student Association, also lab certified. We also heard from Madelyn Tyler and Dionna Estes. We look forward to following your progress throughout the year. And again, for folks listening to this broadcast, we do encourage you visit jmcss.org, click on the academics tab, and then search for innovation. You can read about all our programs. A reminder for the district, the JMCSS podcast is a production of the Jackson Madison County School System in partnership with Forever Communications. You can listen to this episode on demand on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you check out your favorite podcast. We hope you have a great Sunday and an excellent week. We'll see you next time.